There we go.
Alright, let's find this flippin' cat. Today was a community day for Pokemon Go, that's why me and my friend were like, let's go outside. But it was pretty nice outside today anyway, so... I was happy to go outside for a short bit. So... he's here. Just imagine, like, water fountain that you could only get water from if you shone light on it. Why is there no music in this scene? No, here it is. Okay. It's like it's a very arbitrary thing to have no music.
There you go.
You did it.
Hello. Wow.
Polterpup didn't appear last time, did he?
No.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Does the same voice actor for Mario do Luigi? I thought I remember that being yes.
not Mario and Luigi, I don't think.
Unless it was like Mario and Wario or something.
Mario and Wario both have Charles Martinet as their voice actor.
Okay, because I remember seeing, whatchamacallit, a small video on the guy who does the Mario voice acting, and I'm like, I remember he does like a bunch of them.
It's true. And then they didn't cast him as Mario in the animated movie.
Which is beyond... like, why? I guess, once again, it's become the thing of, like, no, we want the brand, like, the actor, right, reputation to go along with it.
Well, I think it's because they're gonna try to make the Mario movie not about Mario. I don't really think that the movie is gonna like take place in like the mushroom. Dude, what the fuck? I don't think the movie's gonna like take place in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
Is this gonna be like?
Because like, why on earth would you cast
New York
fucking
plumber or something?
Yeah, I think he's going to be in like some nondescript cityscape, and he's going to be, I don't know, doing something, I guess. But I just think about it because it's like, why on earth would you cast Chris Pratt? He just kind of has like generic voice. I mean, that being said, he did do animated stuff previously because he was the main character for the Lego movie.
So yeah, sometimes.
Wait, was
like,
he
if
the main
actors,
character in the Lego movie, or was he that one character in the sequel?
Lego movie voice cast. Chris Pratt was Emmett.
Whoa.
So he was the main character.
So Grant's not gonna be on stream. Apparently he told you that.
Probably did fucking weeks ago, I'm sure.
Whoa.
It has been acknowledged.
Wow. Wow.
So Emmett was the main guy, right? So I believe so.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of like, if done well, like big name actors can do a good job in like voicing roles.
Hello.
Hello, sir. I was like late, but I wasn't expecting everyone else to be late.
Well, I was eating food. I was trying to finish up. How's it going?
I'm doing all right.
Congratulations.
I know, seems to be an accomplishment these days.
That's all you need.
For sure. 7 years ago.
7 years ago, I, Abraham Johnson Lincoln,
Abraham.
was punching some vampires.
Wow, pretty impressive.
Oh, that's not that impressive. What's impressive is I could throw this axe. And he throws an axe.
That's still impressive. More than I could.
Who? More than anyone could. Who throws an axe nowadays?
Bro, I got no clue. Just like, shall we find out, Lawrence, and we'll just like go on this like long road trip to just find an axe twirler?
I thought, nah, it's more of a, I'm gonna set out on a journey to become an axe twirler.
Oh, okay, you want to just gain the skill.
Yeah. Like, why watch someone do it when I could do it myself?
True. Where are your axes?
Yeah. And my extra limbs, because if I know how well I'm doing, I'm gonna be losing some limbs.
Oh, I did it. Yeah.
I mean, is that the goal, or like losing the limbs? Is that just like, I haven't made it until I've lost a limb?
It is a noteworthy sacrifice that I am willing to make.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Zach is suffering through finding this cat.
Well, he found him once I joined, so
True.
progress, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the
Oh, yeah.
is the cat finding thing just gonna be a theme throughout the entire game?
No, it happened it only happens like 3 times.
I think that's 3 times too many. Hey, you finished the thingy.
The pirate one?
No, not the pirate. All the floors.
He's got like I think 1 more.
No, aren't they all done?
No, now he just got to 14.
Yes. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. You mean he's accomplished obtaining them?
Yes.
Okay, not like finishing them.
There are no more holes in the elevator buttons.
Except the top one.
Oh, I didn't know that counted.
I did not realize all the buttons counted. Correct, sir.
This is who leaves the button in the middle after
Top
having it
floor.
in rows of 2.
It's okay, Lawrence. We can't all get things right all the time.
It's bananas. It's bozos.
He's a bit
Well, at least
frustrated.
you're about to vibe out on this floor, apparently.
Freak out! Start disco dancing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, Lawrence, anything new and exciting after like a day of not seeing you?
After a day of not seeing me. Oh yeah, I'm going on a journey.
Yeah? How exciting. You should tell me all about it.
Yeah.
Did you just like get off your bed, walk like a couple of steps, and like where'd you go from there?
Everyone knows I wake up at 4 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah. Everyone knows that.
That's impressive, dude. I can't do that.
Yeah. You don't realize,
could-
but every time we're not streaming, I'm just asleep all the time.
That seems like a reasonable thing to do, yeah. I feel that.
Do you know?
Yeah, on an emotional level, yeah.
On the emotional level. Not on the real level, just the emotional level.
Just the emotional level, yeah. I had today was Pokemon Community Day in the game, so I was like, let's go, friend of mine, outside, and we did.
Community Day, what does that mean?
It's like a day where like one specific kind of Pokemon is like everywhere. The rate of it
He
like, goes
didn't
really
say
high.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay.
She said Pokemon Game.
Yes.
That's enough, right?
Hence
You
my-
only need that much information.
Saba, you are talking to me.
I know, but I mean, does it actually matter which Pokemon game?
A little bit. I played a bit of Go in college.
Uh-huh.
I'm more understanding.
Okay, I'll specify. Yeah, Pokemon Go. So yeah, we went out. Didn't manage to catch more than 1 3-star, which I was like, that's crying shame.
Unfortunate.
And yeah, I got a couple of shinies though, which was good.
Nice. It's all
I
about
could
the
ever ask.
shinies.
Yeah, that's all I could ever ask. But none of the shinies were 3-star either, so you know, did I actually win? Who knows?
You won emotionally. That's all that
I
matters.
wish.
Man, I miss playing Pokemon Go a little bit.
Like, I just have it on my phone, and, you know, some people, like, when they see it, they're like, oh my gosh, you're still playing that. I'm like, not really. It's just, you know, occasionally whenever I go out, I go on it, and it's, like, fun for those couple of minutes.
Sure.
So, it's like, why not? If you got the room, why not just, you know, have it?
Or if you have the phone that is strong enough to run it. My phone just dies for some reason whenever I open it up.
That's sick.
So I was like, all right, it's over then. Call it right here. It's going to graveyard.
Let's go to the graveyard.
It's no longer in my phone. Can't have it crashing every.
Oh man,
every time
you
I
gonna
open it.
upgrade your tech anytime soon?
Listen, my tech works. This is my ideology
You
for
just
for
described
phones.
your tech not working.
No, I described the app not working, and I don't care about the app. My phone
Sounds
still
like an
runs fine.
excuse.
Oh yeah, you know what, Zach, you convinced me. If the
I
phone
am gonna
doesn't
get a
run,
new phone just to
if the
play
phone doesn't
Pokemon
run
Go.
Pokemon Go, if it doesn't run Pokemon Go, it's gotta be replaced. Phones, laptops, computers,
My refrigerator.
my refrigerator.
If it's broken once, never trust it again, man.
Yeah.
Not after it's broken, you're trust.
I'll go back to the garage fridge and see if it runs. If
Oh, it
not,
never dies, right? It's trusty. My inside fridge broke down. Take all my stuff and put it in the freaking garage fridge.
Yeah. Then you gotta replace all that ice cream and soda. No, wait, that's Zach's answer
Soda.
for garage
I have-
fridge. I forgot what your answer was for a garage fridge, Saba.
It's like freezer food or like extra.
Oh yeah,
potent
giant slabs of meat hanging from hooks. I remember.
Slices of meat.
No,
Yes.
I remember.
Got it.
Of course. Right after you said you, you forgot.
Well, I mean,
Makes
now
sense.
I remember.
After I told you yes.
I have an
you know.
anecdote from today.
Oh,
The-
great, Jesse! He went to the graduation thing.
Oh,
Oh,
that's cool.
that's today. Oh,
I mean, I
congratulations,
assume
Jesse.
so. Congrats.
Well, let me
Why
put
they
up
have the
reaction for
graduation thing on a Saturday?
I don't know. I didn't.
Well,
I didn't care
well,
enough. Like
okay.
my whole graduation from there was so anticlimactic that it just didn't feel like enough. Or I didn't care enough to go. And then I asked Lawrence and like everyone else that it was like if I'm close enough to go, and I think all of you said no, you weren't going, so
Yeah, I mean, because like I already took my graduation pictures on my own. I went to a photo shoot with professionals, I guess, and got some nice pictures off of that. B, if I was grabbing my diploma in the ceremony, I don't know anybody there. Everybody I know are not joining the ceremony, so it's like, who might?
well, that's why I asked you, because I was like,
Who the
I
hell
don't know,
am I
if someone else
celebrating
goes,
with?
I'll go, but like everyone said no, so I was like, I didn't actually. No one actually responded to me. Besides Zach being, he was obvious because I was like, I know Zach's not going because he's too far away.
No, he could make it. Walking distance.
Just catapults himself over here.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
tributary. a little faster that way.
True.
But
but
yeah,
yeah.
good for Jesse though for getting there.
Oh, huh? Oh.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? If anything, I got a gown from like back in the day. It's black too.
The good old
I
high
have
school
the-
gown.
Yeah, I have the hat because they sent me a hat, right?
True.
So I could just take pictures, right?
Yeah.
No one knows.
No one knows.
If you don't tell them, no one knows.
No, there's 15.
You.
Dance.
So I'm like, you know what, Mom? If you want, I can take like pictures somewhere nice.
Yo.
Makes you pretty fire.
All right, stop DJing. You're ruining it. Yo.
Yeah, they pretty
Oh
cool.
My God, let's go. There you go. There's MC Hammer.
From what I recall, this one was a little bit it's difficult to remember how it works, but no, I think you get pretty good. Zach's got it.
Oh shit. This is a dope level.
It's my favorite visually by far.
That's... I got your pants!
You're destroying the dance crew.
Well, it happens.
What happens?
If they're not in rhythm, they will be destroyed.
You must be in rhythm. There was no other option. In rhythm or death. Oh, she aimed.
I know. Spinny blades of death. I think I would have gone to the ceremony if there wasn't COVID. So that it's
I
like,
think I would have done a lot of stuff if there wasn't COVID.
I mean, yeah, sure. You can say that about a lot of things. Fake!
We would have hung out already if it wasn't for COVID.
Yeah.
So
Well, we technically already hung out, but we barely knew each other at that point. But sure, I get
true.
you.
I was awkwardly sitting there. The only time I was successful at that was the one time where we played Jackbox, and the one answer that I gave was The Rock. And I remember everyone like being like pogged out of their mind that like I was the one who did that, because I was like, yeah, I don't really particularly know. I just put something random, but it appears my intuition was correct.
Must have been a core memory for you, because I don't quite remember that moment.
I think it was like, I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was. There's like two people with the same name. Gosh darn it! But they're like, what body would like this individual, one person in the group, prefer to like have? I was just like, The Rock.
I mean,
Not wrong.
not
Or like,
wrong.
who would play this person in like the movie about themselves?
Rock, that's already what he's doing.
So yeah, that was pretty good. But I remember we played, what is it? That game about like knowing each other, and we're, all of us were like, we don't know. Or like, I was like, I don't know any of y'all. This is bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my go-to thing is like, I'm gonna crack a joke and see who laughs.
Nice.
If they don't laugh or chuckle or in any way, it's like, we're already starting on a bad foot.
Like now, I think we could do it, and we actually would know what to do, because I think we know each other well enough.
We know each other's comedy chops at this point.
Comedy chop. So it's like if you were to be like a movie, I could be like, Lawrence is this movie, Lawrence is this animal, or whatever the shtick is.
I would say Saba is a cat, but I don't feel like she's a cat. What could it be?
Could be okay. The animal one is obvious. I don't know what.
Hot dog.
Hot dog. Lawrence would be a ferret.
Ferret? Wasn't that wasn't a ferret one of the Pokemon?
Weasel? Lawrence would be a duck that's holding a leek.
The dog that's taking a leak?
No, holding a leek. He's holding it in.
Oh, I know what Pokemon you're talking about.
Oh, yes.
Story.
But I feel like that would make sense. I feel like we could do it now. Grant is an elephant.
An elephant?
I don't know. I'm trying not to say the Pokemon. Not even the Pokemon, but it's just like the animal, the Pokemon. I would be like, Grant is a dog.
I think he would be like one of the bigger breed dogs. I feel
He'd
like.
be the capybara.
Capybara. So we have different ideas then.
I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out by this
Ideas.
point. Grant's a manatee.
Yeah, all right. Fine. I'll let you have that.
Thank you. I appreciate you letting me have it.
I won't actually be letting you have that. That's why.
Oh, okay, I get it. Let's see, Zach's
Girl. Oh no, that profile pic
Meerkat.
is just—it's always been that. Oh, well, I mean, of course, it hasn't always been that, but
but it
been
makes
like
sense.
that for a while.
Yeah.
So that's what I associate with.
Let's see, a meerkat. Squirrels are good too. What else is there? A hamster.
Hyena. Oh,
I don't, hyena.
hyena. Yeah. He cracks jokes. I don't know. I'm catching vibes.
I was on a because I'm realizing that I'm gonna have to like get a lot more value from my weekends from now on. So today I was thinking about like games that I could play that wouldn't frustrate me, because like I tried to play a couple of games of League like last night after stream, and then like today, and I just immediately felt myself getting pissed, and I was like, this probably isn't a good like use of my time. So what I was thinking of was like, you know what I haven't played in a really long time, and Saba will recognize this since I offered to play it today, but I was like, I haven't played Zoo Tycoon in a really long time. Like the original, not 2, not remastered, not whatever, just 2, the original. And so I was like, well, we do have the CDs somewhere downstairs, but I don't have a CD, like, disk drive for my computer. I wonder if Microsoft ever resold these, like resold it at any point.
Digital.
And surprise, surprise, they never did. So I was like,
Sad.
I don't necessarily feel like pirating it because, I don't know. Like, I like Zoo Tycoon, I have such reverence for my childhood that I was like, do I really want to...
It was
you know,
good.
It was very
Man.
good. So I Googled Zoo Tycoon digital download, and it brought me to this website called, it was like Old Great Games, I think. It's not GOG, but it was like oldgreatgames.org or something like that. And the website looked professional enough, like it looked well built and all that jazz. And they were selling the complete collection of the original Zoo Tycoon for about $10. And I was like, oh, that sounds about reasonable, I guess. Like that sounds like what Microsoft would try to
Good enough.
What that it sounds
Yeah.
like that sounds like what Microsoft would try to sell a 20-year-old game for, right? But when I hadn't put in any payment information, I was like, you know what? Let me just use my PayPal. And so I go to click on the PayPal like link that was on their website when I noticed something really weird. The button looked exactly like the normal PayPal button, except it didn't say PayPal, it said PayPal. And I was like,
suspicious.
And I was like, wait a minute, let me Google this real quick. And so I did exactly that. And I found a pretty active like thread on r/piracy, which was like, hey, is this website legit? And every single comment was like, no, that website just takes like the free abandonware that like people find around the internet and resell it under the guise of being a legitimate business. And the person like linked directly in their comment like, yeah, if you want, you can go to abandonware.net. I think it was either .net or .com, and it's just a not-for-profit free website where if companies haven't like sold or updated a piece of software or game or whatever in at least 10 years, they upload it to the website and you can go download it. And sure enough, that's where the Ultimate Edition was. That's where the other websites like took it from and tried to resell it. And so I was able to download the entire thing. I installed it, scanned it for viruses and stuff like that, and it was totally fine. And so now, bing, bang, boom, I have Zoo Tycoon again. I'm really happy about that. But I just thought it was funny because it's just like... Because, like, PayPal the A in PAL is lowercase. So it literally was just missing that little line. And if I wasn't like being hyper vigilant in that moment, I totally would have missed it.
Damn. Almost could have ruined your day.
Almost could have ruined my day. I don't know if they necessarily would have like stolen anything, because like they did have an option to put in your credit card info, and obviously I was never gonna do that. But I would have paid $10 for a piece of software that I could have got for free. So I guess I would have been a little miffed, but you know, everything worked out in the end.
Oh, you could feel free to like leave that link when you get the time, because that would be nice.
Yeah. Saba wants to go pirating as well.
It's not really piracy though, because it's not, because like piracy is if like the company would otherwise be selling the product, I guess. At least that's how I always thought about it. Because like I do agree that it is abandonware. Microsoft has done nothing with the Zoo Tycoon franchise other than kill it for, you know, 2 decades.
I remember I got the edition with dinosaurs.
That was the Dinosaur Digs expansion. It was very good. I personally liked Marine Mania, which was the final expansion. Just put on a bunch of makeup.
Speaking of viruses, I had this one friend who I haven't talked to in a while. Basically, it was like started texting me all of a sudden from Discord saying that in this programming or coding class or whatever class, they made Snake, and they wanted me to test it out and like see how it went. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, I know this guy for years. He's a bit of an idiot, but you know, that's not a deal breaker. Let's see. So he sends me the link, and it's a link to like Mediafire, wherever you download like files.
Sure.
And then the file is just called snake.exe. I'm like, dude, this is suspicious as hell. Can you explain this further? It's like, no, yeah, that's it. Download it. I'm like, dude, I know you, and if this is indeed what I think it is, I'm going to strangle you. So can you like tell me what program you used or some more information? Like, did you make some Python? Did you make this with other programming stuff? What is it? And then radio silence for the next few days. So like, that's suspicious. After a few days, he texted me again saying like, dude, don't download it. I was hacked for the past few days, and I finally just got my account back.
Nice.
Like,
maybe it wasn't him texting you.
Maybe it wasn't him texting me, but like, I still called him an idiot. Because how the fuck did anyone get access to his Discord? And he said that he fell for the exact same thing. Like, dude, you're an utter fool. But I'm so glad I wasn't a fool like you. But yeah, don't
Fool Like You
twins.
is my favorite Jungle Book song.
Yeah.
I wanna be fool like you.
Fool Like You was my favorite Aladdin song.
I don't know, that one necessarily translates very well. What song are you trying to parody there?
Friend Like Me. Dun, 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 dun. Saba, do you understand?
I do, but it's not friend, it's friend like me, yeah.
Yeah.
You never had friend,
It
never
would
had
have
a
to be
friend.
like the name of the song would be Fool Like Me, not Fool. Not.
I don't even remember what he said anymore.
Fool Like You. I
It's
get it,
okay.
I get
Let's
it.
all
None of
just
y'all are
agree
cultured.
that Lawrence did the
None of
bad
y'all
joke.
all cultured. I understand.
It's okay. Let's just agree that Lawrence did the bad joke and move on.
Lawrence did a joke.
Anywho.
Ooh, old games. I like old games.
The
Let's see, the only other
Abandonware
place-
site has a lot of really good stuff on it. Not necessarily like good per se, but as in like for the random weirdo on the internet who's like, I really want to play Lego Ridge Racer 2001. They can certainly find it.
Let me see, what thing did I use? I always went through old games download.
That sounds super legit, yeah.
Just games download.
Feel free to take a look at that, but it's like, I thought that this one's pretty legit.
I just told you my lesson of clicking links. What are you doing now, King?
I didn't even send any. Yeah, or the old games. No. Close. It's got like a bunch of like old school stuff. Oh, I see Fist of the North Star. I don't even know what that is. But yeah, that's my go-to.
That was my favorite anime Toby Fox crossover. Frisk of the North Star.
Oh god. Move Gooigi.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Crystal King Boo.
Bye bye.
So I feel pretty confident in my ability to finish this today. Should be good. 'Cause then we
Target.
can
I'm
move
excited for tomorrow.
more Forgotten City.
Yeah. It's gonna make me use my brain.
I am very excited for Forgotten City because it's not a very complex game. Well, sorry, it's not very execution complex. Like there's not like a lot of places to go or a lot of things to do per se.
It's not a mechanic heavy game. It's a brain game.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good way of putting it.
Right.
I'm excited to think.
I'm excited to read and learn Latin.
Lawrence, this time you're gonna help me solve the mystery.
I did.
Yes, I am.
That's true. Because it's Saba's turn.
Now.
Finally, Saba's turn to play one of these on the stream.
I'm glad Zach let me down gently,
Let
so
me
I don't
done.
actually have. Let me gently something.
You done gently?
Let me dropped me hard like a baby on the head.
Oh,
like go. I
boy.
don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, that's different
Look,
things
this,
right
looks
now.
like, this looks like me when I have to wake up for work at like 5 a.m.
He's placed me somewhere which is nice enough to not have a lot of mechanics for me to contend with. There, I said it. I finished it. We're good now.
It is still Skyrim though. But like there's some things that you could expect to do later.
Well, I'd never played Skyrim, so.
I did after last week's stream. I did like look up some stuff, being like, how do you actually pronounce the two names that I was like struggling with a lot? And I'm still gonna struggle with them tomorrow. But it's I legit practiced saying Malleolus because
Malleolus.
it's
Okay.
too many L's like in a row. Because like I want to say Malleolus, but it's Malleolus. I'm like,
Very nice.
I'm like, fuck. And then I was getting confused because you know, you got the quest to go talk to Lucretia, and then immediately after that we saw the thing with I thought it was pronounced Equitia or whatever, like, you know, because Lucretia was like there. It's actually Equitia. And it's like, oh, that makes way more sense.
Equitia.
Equitia.
Equitia. No, Equitia sounds nicer than Ectwia. No, yeah. Anywho, I like mystery stuff. It should be fun. I like using my brain.
Brain power.
It is so interesting to like see people who like thought process isn't as fast because I've got like one of my friends where she's
you're boasting with your super high thought process.
I don't know if it's boasting. It's just it's weird, right? There are some things like it feels like I don't know. It's just some boast, but like I feel like I pick stuff up pretty quickly. Well, Lawrence, no, you're on like a similar level, right? I think sometimes you maybe even
you're comparable to me, peasant. It's fine.
Peasant. Well, I think the thing is, it's like I'm comparing it to like super like casual gamers, like the people who just like chill in a certain kind of game that's kind of simple for a long time. Like they're not as and it may just be because I just talked to this friend, like, because she got into Genshin too, but I'm like, this doesn't feel like her kind of game, but she's enjoying it so far, which I'm like, okay, good for you.
What game?
I'm happy you like it.
Are you saying Genshin is a thought-heavy game?
No, but it's like the type of game that, right, there's a lot of, what is it? There's a lot of like stat stuff you gotta do, like, you know, the artifacts, your weapons.
Oh, sure, that's math though.
No, sure, but it's like there's that kind of game where it's like you kind of have to work to build, like make a build.
Sure.
Which that's just like that's different than, let's say, like Stardew Valley, right? Where like Stardew Valley is just like a chill, like you kind of relax in the game, right? Genshin's like more fun, a bit like active in its like play style.
I don't know. I'm kind of brain dead sometimes when I'm just farming.
Okay, when you're farming. Sure.
Here we go again.
Anywho, it's kind of like
not the original mansion.
It's kind of also like with well, we bring this back. It's like with Grant and Jesse, like not reading things and not piecing things together. I'm like, but bro, please, I'm sure you're smart enough to like think about this and like. It's like the thing with the quantum tower where I'm like, Jesse's not picking up how the mechanics of like the quantum things work, and I'm like, it hurts.
I mean, listen, it's a little difficult when you gotta wrap your head around it, and when you get there a little too early.
See, that's the thing. I'm like, is it that hard?
Like to defend Saba's point, it wasn't even necessarily that they found it like really early. It was the fact that like neither of them had any interest in actually like reading the directions, like the very brief directions on like what they're supposed to do in the tower, period. That was like the sort of thing, because like there was like that one floor where Jesse just kept walking around in circles because he didn't read the sign that said find the door.
I mean, it's not even just that, because it's like, imagine, even without reading, right? Even if you read just the quantum shard thing in like other locations, you could actually probably piece together how it worked. But
I'm just saying they didn't really have yet the understanding of how quantum stuff works.
But the thing is, I'm saying you could pick it up just by like thought process and like. I don't want to explain it anymore. By, I don't know, problem solving? Is that not a thing that can, like, oh, if this thing disappears when I don't look at it,
well, I mean,
having
the ability to recognize that that's what happened in the first place isn't necessarily an inherent thing.
That's why I said, like, if you learned about at least the quantum thing from the, what is it, the little gallery museum thing, like, I think even that's enough information to piece together, like, what's happening.
Right, but that's not the point of the tower. The point of the tower was to teach you that camera also counts.
No, I know, and I'm saying that's fine, but I'm saying, like, I think even if I didn't, like, care to read the thing, I think I could have pieced it together. While I feels like they didn't maybe care to even try piecing it together. I don't know, or maybe they couldn't. I don't know. I'm not gonna feel like I'm saying I'm better than them.
I don't think that they had any particular interest in engaging with that puzzle. I think that became quite clear towards the end of the game that they weren't really in the experience for puzzles at all. They were in the experience because
let's just move around.
Yeah, they just wanted to move around the environment. You know?
True. So
like I did tell both of them that it was like, you know, a time loopy puzzle-ish type game, you know. I did describe that to both of them, but the fact that even though I described that to them, both of them assumed that the game would have like some sort of like an upgrade system was like,
why?
What kind of... Well, that's exactly my point. Like, why would anybody ever assume that?
Why make assumptions?
Well, I mean, you make assumptions. That's just human.
Yeah.
Making assumptions.
Well, sure, but why not go into it like as open-minded, at least as a game as possible?
Well, I mean, it wasn't exactly like they were closed-minded. It's just that they had expectations, and once again, it like in hindsight. First off, the playthrough was still a lot of fun, so like I'm glad that we did it. But in hindsight, if I had more options, I guess, I don't think I necessarily would have had Grant and Jesse be the people behind controls, theoretically, because neither of them really seemed to be that privy on, you know, thinky puzzle games.
Dinky, da Vinky.
I mean, I also consider that we could have just been rushing them throughout the whole thing.
I mean, they literally
but
said at the end of our playthrough that if we weren't there pushing them forward, they would have dropped the game.
They would have stopped, yeah.
That is a thing that they said, so. And once again, that's not necessarily their fault. It's just, you know, not every video game is for every person, and that's fine.
Sure, but it's still that intense pressure of all these dudes, all their friends. They saying like, "Oh man, this game's great." And like, all right, will I be able to enjoy it? So I don't know. That's how I felt that they were feeling.
Well, is that how you felt
The intense pressure.
when you played?
100%. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
You think I was there, Mr. Calm?
Well, no, the
Nah,
game by itself
The game is
not like a
stressful.
calm thing.
No, the game is
Yeah.
stressful, but it's also the will I get it in front of these two?
I mean, I knew nothing about the game, so...
Like the exact same feeling, like the feeling intensified for Obra Dinn, because I think that was more... that's more open thinking, I guess.
Obra Dinn's a lot harder to get the wrong impression from, because I was gonna say, and I want you to finish your thought if you had more, but like I think that's one of the things that like as we do like more puzzle games and just like I'm observing other people doing puzzle games in general, I think that's the thing that frustrates me by far the most. And it's not anybody's fault per se, but I get annoyed when people get the wrong lessons from stuff. Like a super minor example that thankfully didn't actually affect the playthrough at all was when Jesse thought that the shuttle on the comet was acting like a plug that prevented you from getting to the inside. Once again, didn't really affect the playthrough at all, thank goodness, but like it could have been really annoying if he just kept sticking with that because he was like, nah, that's probably right. And once again, that's not exactly super wrong, but it's just the sort of thing where it's just like, man, designing a puzzle that doesn't teach somebody the wrong lesson must be fucking impossible.
Yeah.
You know? Like if I make a puzzle that's supposed to teach somebody that red switches like turn off light bulbs or whatever, but then in that same room there's also like an enemy that they just so happen to interact with as soon as they flip the red switch. Like imagine the player goes, huh, red switches summon enemies.
No.
I would go bananas. So
Anywho, it's the idea of I don't even know what I want to like say by this point. It's just sometimes some other people appear to like be slower at picking up stuff, which I'm like, I don't know, maybe.
That's because they have weak
And
knees.
it happens.
There you go. That's true.
What?
Picking up stuff.
Weak knees.
Oh,
But yeah,
that
so
back.
sometimes in my mind, I'm like, I want to be fast about it. Like I'm like, my mind's going like, you know, a mile a minute, being like, okay, what could it be? And like, I'm thinking a lot about it. And then some people are just like, yawn, and I'm just like,
Well, that's because it's not for them, you know?
no, yeah, or they just, it takes them forever to actually get to like that point, and I'm just like, I want more. I want to be.
Because
It's
to
like,
you, it's like easy as pie, you know?
yeah.
It happens to me literally every time I show you guys like one of these games where it's just like, I obviously know what's going on, and it's not necessarily like me wanting to backseat, but it's more along the lines of like, you're so
excited to get
fucking
there.
close. You are like
Yeah.
one step away to solving this puzzle, but I'm afraid that if I don't speak right now, you're gonna step away from where you are, and I'm gonna be like, no! It's gonna hurt my
That's
soul.
what I mean about the pressure.
Yeah,
How
but
much
I don't know.
did we do, or how good was like our thing? Do you think we picked stuff up?
You
stuff
haven't
up pretty
really
quickly?
played a game like this yet, Saba. That's why
No, I'm talking about like I'm talking specifically about Outer Wilds.
Well, okay, so specifically Outer Wilds, like I'll take Lawrence's thing. Lawrence was pretty like completely fine. Is the thing. Like obviously there were hints that I gave, and that was largely just for like the sake of time, to try to not, you know, waste time or repeat the same thing too many times. But like Lawrence was figuring stuff out at pretty much the clip that I would have hoped for. You know what I mean? It was totally fine. Colin was solving things way too quickly. And then Jesse and Grant never really thought about anything critically for the entire duration of their thing. Like I almost wish that there was a version of Outer Wilds like with the world that was more about like a that was less about like puzzling and like logically figuring all this stuff out, and more just like had really cool landmarks for Grant and Jesse to see, so they could walk around like Disneyland being like, ooh, look at that big tower, ooh, look at that big statue. Because I feel like they would have enjoyed that more. And I'm not calling them like, you know, knuckle dragging Neanderthals. I'm just saying that that seemed to be like the kind of stuff that they enjoy.
I like some of your descriptions. Knuckle dragging Neanderthals.
It's bordering on the line of uncool, I gotta say.
What do you mean? I just said that they're not. You can't possibly call
They're
that
not a
uncool.
bunch
That's
of-
not fair.
They're not a bunch of fucking idiot knuckleheads.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they're not. I'm saying that they just didn't necessarily want to engage with like the more, you know, thinky parts of the game. They just wanted to experience the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what we're saying anymore.
Lauren is just
Okay.
being really upset with me. I don't like how this makes a little face. You see that? Like a smiley
I think
face?
it's super cool.
The reflection?
I don't think that's from the thing. I think that's actually just across the wall.
Yes.
Scary Boo Man.
But the reason why I'm being a little upset about it is just because, A, I really enjoyed the playthrough, and
Yeah. No one said
wasn't
we didn't
being
enjoy the
frustrated.
playthrough. It's just there was
no,
some things that...
no. My addition is that I didn't feel frustrated with the playthrough, which you guys are free to feel frustrated. Of course, I'm not saying
Saba
don't.
has her own interpretation, and I think the thing that Saba and I agree on in this particular case was purely that they both more or less refused to read, which I didn't realize was going to be a problem.
I tend to like whatchamacallit, kind of being introspective and like thinking about things, and they were just like, let's just go do it, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I mean that's part of why I like
Which
it.
is fine, right? But it's just like you engaged in like thinking about things more with me, which like I really enjoyed doing that. That's it. That's it, you know? Not much else to say.
And Lawrence hates you for it.
Lawrence hates me.
Lawrence just sits there when we're streaming and just goes, "Oh my god, that playthrough was awesome."
Yeah.
He just sits there and he's like, "Oh man, I wish we could get Jesse and Grant to play Outer Wilds again." Oh wait, we can.
We can.
We have a whole ass DLC, and I think I said this when we were playing it, or when we finished up the previous playthrough, but I legitimately think that they're gonna have a better time with the DLC than with the base game, because the DLC has no reading.
Yeah, it just has visuals.
It just has visuals, and the DLC does an excellent job of conveying everything it needs to via those visuals.
Except when it's dark.
That's true.
Man, that stuff is super dark, yeah.
Once again, even now, when you go on like r/Outer Wilds, that's still one of the like most frequent conversation topics is people being like, "Man, why do they do that?"
Yeah, no, but like over time, I was watching it too, but like people started figuring out like, yeah, they're slow as hell. They can't catch me if you know where you're going.
If you know where you're going, but that's kind of
Yeah.
that's like one of the reasons why it's like frustrating is that the process of figuring out where you're going involves getting, getting caught by them a bunch. But with that being said, and there is legitimately no way that I'll be able to organically guide Jesse and Grant to do this, but like, I still can't believe that Lawrence, while we were playing it, figured out a trick to all 3 towers. So that way we didn't have to encounter... We never did them. Or, sorry, I think we did one of them because it was required. But then the other 2... Lawrence figured out ways to, like, circumvent... Like to go into the tower after all of the owls had died. Like, all the stag owls.
I mean, as much as I want to take some of the praise there, but that was the point when we were like, all right, we're looking up the hints. So I went and looked up the hints.
No, the one where you were like, you came up with the one when the tower fell, didn't you?
Maybe?
I'm pretty sure that was you, because you figured out this, because okay, I gotta pause, because I gotta remember. So one of the campfires you could only engage with after the dam broke because it flooded the basement and they all died, right? Otherwise, there were too many people in that one room and it would be impossible to get to where you need to go, right? After we finally figured that out, which took us probably way longer than it should have, you were like, "Oh yeah, isn't there a part where like the tower falls over? Wouldn't they all be dead?" And all 3 of us were like, "Yeah, that's really genius," and then never did it. It just brute forced it.
You know it, baby.
That's how we play.
That's how we play.
How to turn... Can I turn off this laser? Can I... Gooigi gets hurt, right? He gets more than hurt, even. Fuck. Anywho, I'm really excited for more Forgotten City. Because, like, I don't know if I'm necessarily... Like, Forgotten City doesn't necessarily have... Because, like, I said it before, but, like... Outer Wild is, like, pure essence of discovery, right? I think that I could reasonably say that Forgotten City is less discovery and more revelations, right? It gives
it's
you...
still like a puzzle. Like you're
Oh
kind
no,
of...
it's still absolutely a puzzle. It's a lot less about like finding new things and finding new people, and it's more about like the game asks you a question like, have you ever thought of blank? And if you say no, the game goes, well, that'd be weird, isn't it?
Wow.
True.
Wow.
So I don't know.
come on.
Maybe I'm just into like thinking games. I like thinking games. I like things that make me think.
Like that was a big mistake.
Games that give me a lot of pain for success.
I'm gonna give you a lot of pain.
Yeah, but there's no success to that, so.
Fuck. I'm dead.
Shame.
I keep
What
getting
are the
killed by these
pains?
fucking lasers, dude. Maybe I should go back to the first floor and buy a bunch of bones.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping that I'd finish the game early tonight, so that way I could close out. So that way I could end stream early. We're just so close to finishing Luigi's Mansion. I just wanted to finish it, you know.
Well, I mean, trying to get that speed run pants on. Actually, no, taking on those pants is, or putting on those pants takes too long. So just
skip it.
skip that. We gotta skip some segments.
Oh, that laser goes like diagonal.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
You know what game that has utterly consumed my life these past few weeks?
Besides, I was gonna be
Wow.
like, besides Genshin Impact?
Yes, besides Genshin Impact. I have been playing a ton of Dark Souls 3.
Oh.
And I don't know, it was weird because when I finally like last week when I finally beat the game, I decided in my head like I'm not playing another From Software game ever again because that was a fun playthrough, but that was stressful as hell too.
Did you do
like,
the what was the DLC
all the
for
optional
Dark Souls
bosses,
3?
but no DLC. I didn't have the DLC.
You don't have the DLC, okay.
I don't have the DLC.
So you
But-
didn't do the Prince of Darkness or whatever it was called. So what was your final one? Your final one was Lord of Cinders?
Yeah, Lord of Cinders. Well, I guess technically Nameless King, but yeah.
Technically
Lord of
Nameless
Cinders.
King, that is true.
Because I didn't find his ass until after I beat Lord of Cinders. Just because
How would you have found him organically?
it is.
You know?
How am I supposed to connect those dots?
Hey,
that I had to
you
use
need to
a-
go to this one random like dragon-esque location. Have this one emote, I think. No, you need the emote in order to get to the location, if I recall
Yep.
correctly.
And then once you have that emote, you gotta go back to a different location,
That you haven't
and
thought about
notice-
for like half the
yeah.
game.
and then emote there and stay there for like a minute. Don't even move.
No, I want
Don't
you to
even
keep. I
breathe.
want you to continue talking about Dark Souls 3. But do you know about there's one very similar to that in Bloodborne. It's not for like a special ending or anything like that, but there's a special thing
Yeah,
in
I-
Bloodborne that's really similar.
Yeah, I heard there's like at least one in every FromSoft game,
It's
which boggles my mind how often they do it. So like, I don't know.
because From Software hates you, right?
Yeah,
they hate the
exactly.
player. But just that way Saba's more in the loop, just in case she's not. In Bloodborne, there's a it's not really a boss that you fight. There's like it's like this giant brain with a bunch of eyeballs, and you defeat it by knocking it off of its chain. Like you break all of the chains that are suspending it above this giant pit, and then it falls all the way down, right? At a later point in that same level, you discover an offshoot path that actually takes you to the bottom of that pit, and the brain survived, but it's just real fucked up. So the brain just kind of like sits there. It's otherwise an empty room with just the brain in it, and no one knew what to do there for a really long while. Bloodborne never came to PC, so no one could data mine for secrets. What it ended up being was that there was this one emote called Contact. And this is actually a really cool thing, because this actually comes from real life, where there's this thing it's one of those things where back in the like early 2000s, like quote unquote scientists and alien enthusiasts were trying to come up with ways of communicating to aliens. Like if aliens ever showed up, how would you communicate to aliens the concept of, hey, we're an intelligent species? Like, how would you do that? And so what they came up with was this gesture. This is in real life. They came up with this gesture where you have one hand pointing straight up and the other one pointing straight to the side, either your left or your right. So that way it forms a right angle, right? And then by maintaining the 90-degree angle between your arms, moving one of them vertically, like the one that was horizontal, move it perfectly vertical, and then the other one perfectly horizontal. And the idea is that in theory, that's supposed to convey to an alien life form that, like, hey, I understand the concept of, like, geometry and mathematics because this is a 90-degree angle that I'm maintaining. So anyway, that gesture of just the initial position is in Bloodborne. And everybody thought it was really weird because it's just like this weird gesture. And then it turns out that if you go to this one random brain with eyeballs, stand there with contact being your emote for, I think, literally 10 minutes. Your character does the shift of position, and then you get a rune that's like, okay. It's not even like the best rune in the game or anything like that. It's just like a rune that has some lore attached to it. And it's like, what the fuck?
That is pretty funny.
They hate your guts from
Software hates you.
Yeah, but yeah, because like after I beat, oh, actually, I should let you finish, Saba.
I was just gonna say that's why I don't like games that, you know, have enjoyment in hurting you.
Well, I guess that's a good time for me to continue because you know, I finished the game and I was like, that was satisfying, but I don't want to go through that again.
I never want to look at this again.
Yeah, because it's like, oh man, that's stressful. And then the past few days, I just like felt like a demon looming behind me, just like rubbing my shoulders, being like, you know that high that you felt when you beat the Nameless King? You're never gonna feel that ever again, unless.
Ooh, ouch.
And I'm there, just like scratching my neck. It's like, oh man, this is a drug. I need more.
Because like that's one of the things is that like From Software games hate you. They want you to cry and like hate your life. But because they're so hard, they are genuinely rewarding.
Yes, that's how I feel. It's like a person hates your guts, but if at one point you do something and they look at you and be like, yeah,
good job.
Right. Yeah, good job. That's gonna be like
it's a disapproving. It's like a disapproving parental figure.
Yeah, and they finally say like, good job. That's how I feel playing the games now.
It's pretty funny.
But I will say, on your second playthrough, way easier since you know where to go, where everything is.
Since you're already
what's going on.
You know how to beat them and do
you
stuff.
know, you know a little bit of the boss patterns if you remember them. It's I don't know. It's a drug. Is all I'm saying.
Really?
Lawrence wants to feel that high.
I want to feel that high. Seriously, I do.
No, I know.
It's a crazy high. I can't.
I'm just
describe
joking.
it.
Yeah.
Can I like? What can I do in
The
this
only
room?
thing I've gotten close into was in Code Vein. Playing that game.
A Souls game, yes.
There was only one boss fight. I don't know. By the end of it, I don't know if I felt triumphant or just tired.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I hated that fight so much.
Wait, did you beat the game?
Yes.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, only one of the fights was like really annoying. The rest of them were
man.
pretty decent.
You could just walk around the laser.
I sure could. I technically did play Code Vein, but it was, I only played it at my friend's house because I never owned it. Well, I never even heard of the game until I went to my friend's house to play it. But, I guess Saba would relate to this, but the Skull King, which was like Was he the second to last boss fight that he had to
Skull King.
do? You don't remember the Skull? That dude gave me PTSD.
Let me look this.
All right, you go do that. Cause again, I only played
Skull
intermittently. I was basically Big Brother when it's like, oh, Lawrence, I'm having trouble with this boss fight. I'm like, all right, I'll do
No,
it.
I don't. This guy wasn't the hardest thing for me.
He wasn't the hardest. All right.
I don't think
cry.
so. No, the hardest one for me was the 2 people close to the end.
That one was also pretty tough.
No, that one hurt me on a physical level. This guy was like babyish in comparison to
Oh my God.
the 2 people. I hated
How
those
about
2.
calling me a tiny gamer?
I don't like. What can I tell you? I was so jaded after those 2 that I was like, I didn't feel anything against this guy. The ice and fire. The ice and
Luigi,
fire.
please.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember those 2.
It was good. The game was good.
Dude,
The game was
please
good,
just
but me and
give
my
me
friend-
Luigi back.
You won't get him back. Yeah, me and my
Luigi?
friend were just passing back and forth the controller with those twins. That twin
Like
fight was,
legitimately, I had to look up a comp in order to beat those guys.
Really?
Yeah, it was just I had to choose a specific partner to help me out, and it was bad. That's why I was the last guy. I believe I did not have trouble with him.
That's fair.
The other 2
Because,
though.
Because whenever I helped out with some of the boss fights, it wasn't goodbye Luigi. I didn't really understand the in-depth mechanics of the game. I know the Soulsborne rules of dodge when enemy swing and
Yeah.
then hit back, the basic stuff. But I never really understood how the weapon works or its magic system. So I use that rarely. So
Okay,
I guess I was gimping myself throughout the fight.
Yeah, that those things definitely help, and I'm not
And I wasn't using any of the help.
Yes, that's probably not smart.
summons.
That was not smart, sir.
It was certainly,
I'm
gimping myself, yes.
I'm not super 100% familiar with how Souls is because I haven't played those games, but I got into finding the right outfit that worked best with the correct type of weapon and those kinds of stuff I was into doing, and elemental thingamabobbers and skill sets, all that stuff was important.
You see,
and I
that's the
did.
stuff I didn't pay attention to. I just,
Which is
I guess I was basically given a sword and be like, all right, help me out with this boss fight. I'm like, sure. And I did. Skull King was a pain in the ass.
I mean, I guess one of the reasons was your thing. You did not.
I guess
that
just
didn't know
to
how.
fill Zach into that is he's this dual-wielding bastard with 2 giant swords. He hits fast, he swings wide, but then if you get into second phase, he swings wider with even more damage. And in the third phase, the entire arena is being engulfed in flames every time he swings. So it's forcing you to, or at least forcing me, considering I've gimped myself, forcing me to stay within inches of his face just to make sure I don't get clobbered.
Oh man.
That took me. It took me.
Yeah,
days.
I remember-
Just saying.
I just don't remember. See, that I actually don't. The only thing that's remained in my memory was that the double people fight. I was that was baby. I guess comparison to that. I don't know if it was because I still think it was difficult, but I was so
You've
by
already
the-
been to hell and you came
I've
back.
already been to hell by the other 2, and I was just no, this is nothing. in
I get
comparison to
it.
those.
I get it. I was there with the twin fight too, but I don't. Now that I remember it, I wasn't the one that finished the fight because we were passing the controller back and forth, and then my friend was the one that finished it.
The actual
Wow.
gamer.
So
Yeah.
you didn't.
When can I
win.
get them on
You
the stream?
haven't actually beaten those 2.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't beat those 2. I just beat the Skull King. And then the Skull
Well.
King transforms into the final boss, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. I can't do this no more.
So yeah, Code Vein wasn't that bad for me. Only the 2 bosses together was the
the
worst
twins.
fight. Yeah.
I don't
'Cause
like
it's
these keys just going into his tongue.
You can lick the keys.
Oh.
Because they don't. It's not. They don't fit like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
He's just like, huh, I
don't
get
know,
it.
Man, it's fitting pretty well. Nope. Oh my god.
It'd be funny if it just turned into King Boo being like, "Hello."
I feel like he would do that.
Well, Zach, if you finish this game and no one else joins us, do you want us to play some of Forgotten City?
No, I think I'm gonna end stream early because I would like to spend some time with my dad while he's still here.
That also sounds
Yeah.
good.
They went on a fucking 5-hour hike today.
Ooh.
And I was like, I want to spend time, but it's incredibly sunny and very humid out today. I'm not gonna do that. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Mom? That's really me. Sorry. If I may talk about a game that I've recently been playing, as I've elucidated several times, I was making my way through
Make your way downtown.
I was making my way downtown. I was making my way through Diablo 2 and 3. I finished 3 yesterday. Fucking hated it. God, that game sucks so much.
Don't I know it?
Yes, I know. I did talk with you about it. Well, narratively, I didn't talk about any of the mechanics, but I could do an entire like 3-hour diatribe on how the mechanics are terrible. But anywho, I was thinking about it, and I remembered that while we were doing the Hob playthrough, I was like, oh yeah, those people made Torchlight, which was like a Diablo knockoff. I wonder if that's still any good. Holy shit, dude. I wonder if that's still any good.
Yeah?
And so I re-downloaded. Oh my Jesus Christ, am I gonna die? And so I was like, I re-downloaded it. Hello? Do you have a key? What are you doing? How am I supposed to do this? Oh, she reflects it. That's clever. Anyway, long story short, I played Torchlight 2, which was obviously their follow-up to their original Torchlight game. And Torchlight 2 is fucking excellent. I'm having a really good time. I think with the like 3 or 4 hours that I've played so far, I think my only complaint that I would have at the moment is that you still collect gems in the game like you would expect, but they don't call them like the names of gems. They call them fucking like Bloodstone and Shock Spark, and it's like you can't just call it like Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire. Like there's a reason why we call them that, because it doesn't sound edgy and weird. But you know, other than that, the game has been really good so far. The rewards that you get, like the rare items, actually feel rare, which is a big upgrade from Diablo 3.
Like the benefits. Giant woman.
Sweet. What? Lawrence?
Yes.
Are you watching something?
What are you? Giant woman was just outside in the window. I think that's a window.
She was on a television screen.
Was that television? I thought it
Yes,
was a window.
those are all
Those are just
television
all
screens
screen,
on
yeah.
the back wall.
They're all monitors.
See,
Big
Lawrence,
giant wall
Lawrence is just
monitors.
horny.
That's
Again.
not.
Again, as usual.
That shit looks like. It just looks
Again.
like white screen.
If there's
on
one thing I can
Discord with
count on,
this
it's
much
Lawrence being
compression.
horny.
Don't even listen, Mr. Heart Palpitation. Don't give me that shit.
Mr. Heart palpitation.
Oh, so good. I love that story so much.
Oh man.
I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to survive. Yeah, because this one, shouldn't it be 2 rows of laser beams? Oh no, it's
It
still
becomes
just one.
difficult, yeah. No. I think it's just mostly jumping. And then,
You're like, how am I supposed to do this? I guess just run.
yeah, you just run.
I guess I could do that for the other one too. Oh wait, right, because the 1 laser is too fast to do this, whereas the 3 laser is just fast enough for you to do that.
Slower.
Hey man, I already powered these off. Can you go down, please? No. Fucking what the fuck? What the fuck? Fucking fuck!
Oh, another thing that drove me nuts about Dark Souls 3 was the side quest, or like the character quest, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
What kind of bullshit. Trying to find that. It's like I feel like you gotta know beforehand where to go to meet up with some of the NPCs, just because they don't exactly tell you when and where they're going to be.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Like one of the ways to start a quest with this NPC called Cirrus is like you gotta cross a bridge to enter the city. But no one would ever think about crossing the bridge again to find out that you could summon her there, which will activate a quest.
I don't know, or maybe you're just not perceptive, I think. That sounds pretty obvious to me.
Maybe you just lack the
Maybe you're just a big
skills
dumb.
Yeah, I am big dumb. How should I have known that to proceed with this other quest with this dude named Henri, or girl apparently, considering, like, depending on which gender you choose. How was I supposed to know that you had to walk up to the other statues that are next to him and find out that one of them was actually a spy watching over him?
How was I supposed to know everything?
You'll forgive me if I'm incorrect, but is this the side quest where you get married?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah. Because I remember because they do that side quest again in Elden Ring, and it's exactly the same thing. Where and once again, not that it's like super necessary per se, but they do the same thing where in Elden Ring there's like a marriage thing, like a marriage side quest that you end up doing, and it's like apparently that's where you get like one of the best weapons in the whole game, and it's like
wow.
But you always have to get married to a person of the opposite gender, and it's like, oh well, I don't know.
Oh well.
That'd be kind of cool if you could just like pick. Imagine if they're just both there, they're just twins, and you just get to pick one to marry, or marry both. Why not?
This is Miyazaki's world where everything's fucking weird.
Like gay marriage.
Yeah.
God. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Luigi! Or Gooigi.
Side quests from soft games are basically just crazy.
You remember the side quest
about those
for
in your first playthrough?
You remember the side quest for Siegfried from, I think it was Dark Souls 2, where because like a big theme in Dark Souls 2 was the idea that like people were becoming zombies if they like ran out of purpose in life. You know what I mean? Oh, please jump! Oh, jump! I said. And anyway, so like there was this NPC character that people really liked, Siegfried, and his whole thing was that he was like, I'm gonna be a fucking fuck you. I'm gonna be a great hero. I'm gonna save the day. Yada yada yada. And to complete his side quest and keep him alive for the end of the game, you had to successfully help him be a hero 3 times in a row, and then on the 4th time save his life while he's trying to be a hero, and then the 5th time you have to convince him to not be essentially.
Is he disintegrating for you too?
Yeah, you're getting a little cut off there, Zach.
Really?
You disintegrated for a couple of seconds.
I'm gonna assume that this
You're back.
I'm gonna assume that this is a Discord issue because I'm looking at my connection. My connection was fine.
No, you're fine now. It was like for like a millisecond while you were explaining stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Anywho, long story short, it was just the Oh yeah, look at that. There's Jesse. Jesse with Ricardo. Let's fucking go, Jesse.
Let's fucking go.
Anyway, long story short, I think it was in Dark Souls 2. There is a really convoluted side quest that requires you to do the helpful thing 3 times in a row, save an NPC's life from sure death once, and then the 5th time you have to convince him to not be a hero, which prevents him from like calcifying into an undead husk of his former self. But he gets really depressed and he's no longer the character that you love anymore.
Damn.
He's just really depressed, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's a Souls.
And it's just like, I don't know. Neither outcome in this quest is particularly interesting, Miyazaki.
I think it's interesting, but in a horrifying way.
I don't think I've played anything else like akin to a Dark Souls game besides Code Vein. Is there anything else that's like relatively anime-ish? Like Dark Souls? I don't think I've played.
Verge is the one other Souls.
Not
I don't know what that
anime-ish,
looks
but
like.
yeah.
It's not anime-ish.
No, the Surge
Surge
is pretty much the AAA like Western equivalent as best as they can do.
Robots and dudes.
Okay, then no. I think Code Vein's the only thing I've played that's
I would say
akin
Code
to...
Vein is crazy anime. So
It's gonna whack you. How difficult is it?
What?
I don't think Code Vein is like on the same level as the other games, right?
Oh, I have
Wouldn't
no
know, I
idea.
haven't played it.
Like I said, I guilt myself on my being a help rather than actually playing the game.
I'd like to know like the scale of like difficulty, because if I manage to beat that and that's like akin to Dark Souls, which I don't think it is, I'd be like impressed with myself. If it's lower, I'm like, you know what, I'm good enough with this. I think this has proved to me I don't need to play Dark Souls.
I'd say it's akin enough to Dark Souls.
It's interesting.
Because
She didn't.
the rules are still the same.
The
rules are the
particles for
difficulty.
the particles for like the face powder didn't come up, so her model just changed.
Yeah. It happens.
Also, the camera's not even focused on her.
Yeah.
Silly game. Not able to
Anywho.
focus.
Yeah. Anywho, if you're
Dark
depressed, don't
Souls.
play Dark Souls. It's too sad.
No, thank you. Yeah, I don't. I don't need that. Oh, the only other game I'm like gearing to finish is the new Tales of Arise that came out, which I thoroughly am enjoying. It's not like difficult, but it's okay. Wait. On one hand, it's difficult in the essence of I think the NPCs are better than me at the game.
Uh-oh.
Like, it's
You're
pretty
getting beat by
funny.
computers.
No. They're in my party. And
Oh, wow.
I think they're doing better than me.
Okay, then
So,
they're carrying you.
They're carrying me, which I think is pretty funny. You're gonna get hit today. Yeah. I guess it's fine.
Trying to pull the lever, man.
No, I know. Which I think is like really funny. That they're kind of carrying me, I think. But then on the other hand, like, I'm still doing just fine. Like, I'm still like, getting through the game.
Yeah, as long as you can get through the game.
Yeah.
I'd say do whatever you can to finish.
True.
In a fun way.
Yes, I'm having a lot of fun. I just like the characters. I love the characters. They're like great.
They do look super cool. I just pulled up images. I see
They are incredibly fun.
rabbit-looking girl. See, well, humans, I guess.
It's really funny because each of them have like a state for which they oh, hold on.
Yeah, I'm holding. Hold my horse.
Dude, fucking pull the lever!
So each of them have like a state where they can like execute an extra move, and the NPC or like your party team members automatically can do that. So it's like in the middle of the game, you like stop and have this little cutscene because like one of the other party members like went into, I think it's called overlimit, or they went into overlimit, and it's just, it feels hilarious because it feels like you're actually playing with like the characters in the game.
That's actually cool.
Yeah, I really like the game. It's really good. So I like one of the guy who like does that like constantly. You're just like, oh, you constantly like doing that. You're such a you're such a
they have
laugh.
their own personality.
Yeah. So it was really enjoyable. Like I haven't finished it yet. I'm like close-ish. So the fighting was nice. It was nice to play.
Yeah. I didn't take you as a JRPG kind of fan.
No, it's good. Like what? Okay, what other JRPGs are there?
I don't say
I need
bad. I'm just saying like who?
Well, okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what other JRPGs are there? So I can like say like I've played
There's
more.
a fucking enormous
There's
amount.
enormous
What kind of
obviously,
stupid
but, like, the
question is
big
that?
ones.
You gotta give us like a little bit more to work
JRPGs.
on, because I can definitely like help
Like,
with
I
this part of the
played-
conversation, but you gotta work with me.
Like I played Ni no Kuni.
That's a JRPG.
Play.
Hold on.
Yeah. What other things
I
are
know
there?
one that my other friends who are also big JRPG fans.
I played Persona 5.
That's a JRPG. That's super JRPG.
I'm trying to look up more. Like I'm into it.
Scarlet Nexus. That's the game I was thinking of.
Scarlet
Nexus JRPG. Yep.
I think Scarlet Nexus was the other one we had our eye on.
Oh,
me and
my
my
God, I
sisters,
beat her.
but we ended up choosing Code Vein instead. I think.
Ah.
Yes, we played Code Vein.
Those
I
things-
think.
Come on. But Scarlet Nexus ain't even a Souls like, as far as I know.
Yeah, but
That's
we're
more
okay. So
act-
something else, like for us, is that we tend to want to pick games that have happy endings. So I don't know about like Scarlet Nexus, whether or not like it's super depressing or not. But we just ended up choosing. I don't know.
Well, it does
I
have
don't know, how
anime
depressing
taste.
can it be? You think it's like a
Bro, I'm
Soul?
tired of sadness. I've talked with you about this, Lawrence. I'm over it. I'm over it. No more.
Hey, you're the one that showed me that anime a few days ago of a kid getting
He's
shot in
not
the head.
sad. He's
That's-
fine. He's fine.
I'm just thinking out of context how insane you sound. Also, hello Mario.
He's all right. Okay, so yeah, I've played like a couple.
You should watch this cutscene. Not only is it really touching, but
But they're touching.
Come on, this way.
Zach is literally, in fact, correct.
No, he's gonna fucking go. We gotta save. No!
you have to save Princess Peach. Or else
Mario,
how is
that's
Mario
your
gonna
job.
get that cake?
Mario,
Well, I
that's
mean-
your job. I'm gonna finish cleaning up the hotel, alright?
I
Cleaning
still.
up food.
Did you guys? I gotta pause. Did you guys ever see? It got really big on Twitter for like a weekend, but there was like a thing where in Super Smash Brothers, or like the Ultimate, the new one. There was like a thing where if you go into one of the training stages, the lighting's kind of weird and you can see see through. It's like just a silhouette, but you can like see through Princess Peach's dress. And obviously there's really nothing under her dress. It's just kind of like some spaghetti tubes for her legs. But
Sure, so you're modeling.
because of how the fabric on her dress works, they had to give her something, because you know how in real life with those big poofy dresses you would wear like a cage. Obviously they're not going to render
There's something poofy underneath
there's like something
yeah.
poofy to keep the dress out, right? Because you know that's not really how it works. Well, obviously
Unless you have
in-
a very rigid dress and it's like structure that can allow it to stay
anyway
outward but not poofy.
obviously you're not going to do that for a video game. So what they ended up doing instead for Princess Peach was they just gave her a giant sphere, like a giant like obligate sphere in under there, so that way the fabric would work properly. But obviously, if you're looking at it from the side profile, it looks like she just has a dump truck ass. And so people were editing the screenshot with that initial from Mario 64, the letter of like, Mario, please come to the castle. I have cake. And then it's like deep fried, like, boom. And it cuts to her thick ass. Like, it's so funny. It's so good. Because it's just like I can only imagine whoever like did that for Ultimate was like so unbelievably tired that they didn't even think about it, and then like however many years later when Twitter discovered it, they were probably like, oh that's a good point. Never thought of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, got kidnapped.
No.
All right.
Anywho, I play my share of JRPGs, Lords. Okay.
Have you also played Nier Replicant? Zach Aguilar?
No, I
is
played
one of the voices
Automata,
there.
but we didn't end up getting Replicant.
No. Yeah, I just suggest that just because.
I played
Good old-
I played the original Nier because I'm a true Nier fan. Excuse you.
Yeah, I just say that just because I remember Zach Aguilar, voice of the main character from Gadget, is also one of the voices there.
Yeah. Yes.
And this time he's not a sound protagonist, so he says something other than "Huh! Shit!"
He has like a couple of lines. He doesn't just yell.
Windblade, and that's it. No, I'm kidding. He has lines, but that's like his joke.
Yeah.
Because like he
Lawrence,
does interviews.
Lawrence, are you looking at how this is working?
This is fucking Vertigo.
No, but it's
This
just
is
hilarious
probably-
because Mario is like so agile. He's just running and jumping everywhere, whereas Luigi's like, holy shit, dude, give me a second.
Honestly, it's real funny just because Mario's usually like jumping around like super cartoony zones. This is
just like a real location, and he's still doing it.
This is a staircase that's like in a building near from my house right now.
He's also really impatient, which I think is supposed to be a reference to the fact that the original Mario games had a timer.
Oh.
Because I remember someone
Okay.
telling me that, and I was like, sure, I could see that. Come on. There's way
He's got
more
a
money in
boogie
here. I know there
gotta
is.
get there fast.
Listen, man, Princess Peach has been kidnapped by worse people. She'll be fine.
Again. And again. And again.
And again.
Look at all the Black Widow spiders. Okay.
What's happening?
Watch this, Lawrence.
Why, oh.
Oh my god.
The top of the scraper.
He's just like, let's go. Quickly.
Come on, the slowpoke. I got the speed run to do. Oh my god. You agile bastard.
I just like.
Hey, Luigi
when-
never asks for assistance, you know. He could.
when Grant and I were doing this co-op, like however long ago, that blew my fucking mind because it's like, oh wait, no, Mario just legit does that. Like in canon, he's just that agile as like a slightly overweight plumber. He can just do that.
You just do that. Luigi's gotta take the long way.
No, Luigi could probably do it. He's just too afraid to do it.
And thus, he's not able to do it.
And thus, he's debilitated and not able to do it. Debilitating fear.
Adrian said something akin to this before, but like I do like the idea of like Mario can be like the more agile of the two brothers, but I do like the idea of Luigi having a higher, longer jump than Mario.
Because he is taller.
Yeah.
So it literally makes sense.
And then I remember that
Physics.
I remember somebody making the argument that Luigi should have a higher top speed than Mario too, because being taller means you have like a longer stride.
Correct. That's why Usain Bolt is Usain Bolt.
Well, Usain Bolt is because he's inhuman.
He's also inhuman, but he's also got those long legs, so he's got everything going for him.
An exception. Usain Bolt's got.
He's got bolts.
He's
got
is
bolts.
it like I know that there's all the jokes about like, you know, whatever, like Mario dating Peach or whatever, but I kind of like them all just being friends. I wish that the mainline Mario games were, I don't know, more friendly. I just think about the ending to Odyssey. You guys remember the ending to Odyssey?
No, I'm not familiar with the ending to Odyssey.
I'm thinking of the image where Mario and Bowser are in white suits trying to give flowers to Princess.
So Bowser.
in a
So
wedding
the
dress.
entire point of the game was that Bowser was kidnapping Princess Peach and then like stealing all these like giant legendary artifacts from around the world, so that way he could have the ultimate wedding on the moon. Right? That was like his big evil scheme. And then Mario defeats him, and like, okay, like that's how that works. And then the final cutscene is after you defeat Bowser. Like you, Princess Peach, and Bowser get off the moon, and you like, you know, you crash on the surface. And then Bowser and Mario have like bouquets of piranha plants, and they're both trying to woo Princess Peach. And then Princess Peach does this thing where she shoves both of them away and goes, huh! And then she walks away with Princess Tiara, and that leads into the post game where she's like exploring the world with Princess Tiara or whatever, which in and of itself kind of cool. But I also wish that there was like, I don't know, thank you, Mario. Now that being said, Mario was also being kind of intense, but
well, I don't know, maybe after a certain point he's like, now it's gotten to this stage and I haven't done anything, you know, maybe it's time to be like, yo, Peach, I like you. Let's get married.
Yeah, be bold about it.
Yeah, because he's like, I don't want to. Maybe he's like, I don't want to lose her to Bowser like this. So yeah, I'm like, Peach, you just shove him away without even a thank you. We're in the same boat again.
Gee, here we go again.
Here we go again.
This wouldn't have happened if.
This stuff wouldn't have happened.
and then he puts them all into a portrait.
My God. Dude, multi-character portrait. You're getting real artistic there, King.
So, work is boring as sin, as you can probably imagine, and part of the process is how did Mario and Peach possibly get caught again? That doesn't make any sense.
Ah, shit.
But I end up doodling a lot during work. And it's the sort of thing where it's just like I am returning to that stage in my artistic talents that I was in when I was like 13, where it's like I have an idea in my mind of like what I want to draw, but then like I physically can't do it. Like the limbs, the limbs of the characters that I'm drawing are too skinny. The spikes on like this one creature's head are way too like wide and weird looking. And I'm doing all this in pen. So obviously, like if I make too many mistakes, I have to just rip up the sticky note and try again. Now, obviously, it chews up time, which is what I'm looking for.
It's the skill of the eye versus the skill of the hand. We all suffer with that.
Coordination.
Because I was telling
Sure.
Grant that my overarching like thing that I'm trying to do while I'm at work to not kill myself is I want to try to make a deck of cards again. I haven't tried to make a deck of playing cards in a while. I think it'd be fun.
Well, saying that you could be doodling a lot on your work might be worth it. I think that's one of my favorite things that, like why I was able to stand working at the Coingware Corral and more for such a long time, was just because they let me doodle.
That is a positive.
Because like they didn't really, they're not that strict. They don't care. They'll even like start playing some music from the computer, and B, it looks like I'm doing work, so customers or bigger bosses can't complain.
Well, it
'Cause
looks like
they
he's
just-
doing work.
Yeah, they just see me leaning down. I got a paper in front of me and a pencil, and I'm moving this, pen, moving this pen around diligently. He must be doing something important. Like, yeah,
I
I'm
am
making
doing
funny
something
faces.
important.
I'm drawing funny faces. Thank you very much. Oh my god.
Fucking boom, fucking boom, fucking boom. Now that was kind of funny because when Grant and I did this last time, once again, co-op partner is Gooigi.
Luigi. Yeah. Oh, now there's two of them.
He looks constipated.
Maybe that's why he's angry all the time.
Angry all the time. He's just constipated.
How did the original King Boo fight work in first Luigi's Mansion?
I have literally no memory.
'Cause I remember he had to shoot shit at him.
I thought it was bombs.
Shoot the shit.
I thought I thought the boss fight was like portraits in a room, and like he would attack you with bombs, and then you would suck up a bomb and shoot it into his mouth. Could totally be wrong about that.
Possibly wrong, because it was also a
Did you see them
rooftop
clip
fight.
through each other?
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
they were about to do it again, but I guess not.
Well, he is just a ghost. I mean, ghosts can phase through other ghosts, right?
Oh fuck! Am I supposed to have been keeping track of like who's real and who's not?
Yes. The answer to your question is yes.
Oh shit. I'm assuming the
What
one
with
with
that-
like the more colorful crown is the real one.
I believe that's correct. I'm gonna go.
Cool. Excuse me, could you please not? I got this Bob. Oh fuck.
I got Bob.
I got this Bob.
What the hell now with this Bob?
Can I talk about something really niche about Torchlight 2 for a second?
Sure.
So Torchlight 2 is made by the same people who made Diablo 2, right? The good Diablo game.
Yes.
They left Blizzard after 2 years. Allegedly, they left Blizzard after 2 years of developing Diablo 3 due to creative differences with corporate at Blizzard, meaning that they wanted some garbage, and the Diablo 2 people were like, nah, we'd rather make something good. Goodbye. And so they did. But the one of the things that they kind of translated. Oh, did I do it? Yeah. One of the things that they kind of translated, but in a much better way. I talked about attack rating when I was talking about Diablo 2, which is essentially like your character's accuracy, but it also determines like your critical hit chance and stuff like that. And then I also talked about hit stun, where like if an enemy hits you, you'll be stunned for like a certain amount of time.
Yes.
Oh, hello. Is he gonna duplicate 3 times? Oh, fuck, I remember this.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna try to put the entire skyscraper into a portrait.
All right.
Start getting sucked up.
We're already sucked up from the ground. The ground first, and then the roof for some reason. Gravity's weird.
The building's heavy.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can talk. Let's see if I can. I didn't even fucking finish my thought.
Oh, I wasn't here. I wasn't listening. So, please go ahead.
Thanks, Saba.
Sorry, I was changing. I was like, I need to switch out of this outfit of mine.
Anywho, in Diablo 2, they have a mechanic called hit stun, where if an enemy hits you, depending on the attack rating of the enemy, it will stun lock you, or has a chance to stun lock you, meaning that you'll take like a lot more damage. They didn't bring that mechanic back into Torchlight 2. They brought in something very similar. It'll actually sound very similar to something that's in Dark Souls, which is poise. So the idea is that your character, depending on how tanky they are, has a poise rating, which gets invisible buffs from your like armor and stuff. And when you take a hit from an enemy, your poise gets reduced, and if your poise gets reduced enough, your character it kind of depends. Like if you're a tanky character with a shield, it means that you drop your shield and you lose all your block chance. But if you're not a tanky character and you don't have a shield, it does this really neat thing where it just kind of like knocks you back the next time you take a hit. And it leads to this really interesting thing where like I'm playing a berserker. Man, I really hope I don't die because I would hate to have to do this. I would hate to have to do this entire boss fight again.
Where's your bone, Zach?
I didn't buy one.
Disappointment to the highest level.
No,
Man,
you can handle it.
I'm hoping that one of these things. There you go. I'm hoping that these things drop hearts. There you go. I should be fine.
That's a good bit of heart.
I don't know which one's real. I'm gonna say it's
Get that
you.
other heart, Zach. Go for it.
Oh, you're right. Boom, max health. Thank you. But yeah, so it leads to these interesting things where I'm playing a berserker who's like a primarily like fist-based melee class, and it leads to these really interesting scenarios where my poise gets broken, but my character is still doing their like flurry of punches ability, but the enemy has pushed me backwards and I can't move because I'm being like, you know, I'm being knocked backwards. So my character just starts whiffing the air, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not frustrated. That's a really neat use of mechanics, because I have the ability to knock back enemies, and it only seems fair that enemies have the ability to do the same to me. Who's real? Is it you, the middle one?
Who's real? Who am I seeing?
Well, at least I cleared one.
Yeah. What's the tell?
I thought, because the last time one of them had a more colorful...
Bless you.
Last time one of them had a more colorful crown, but I guess that's not the tell?
I think it is. It's just they made it more difficult to see. So I think it was the guy in the middle. Because this thing was a little bit brighter.
There's 3 of them again!
they're back.
Oh yeah, look, this one's glowing, so it's the one in the middle right now.
It's the middle.
Okay, good luck remembering that, because I'm not.
So you're,
Stop
so
it,
you're
you
just
could like
supposed to
help
keep
at
track.
all? Oh, they're
no,
gone.
I
Cool,
I
never mind.
tell you, they just poofed away.
He's the middle
They're
guy
back
again.
now.
Middle.
Keep that in mind. We're gonna pick up a bomb.
Okay, so you,
What the
hasn't
frick?
changed.
No!
No.
Come on!
so
I think
number
it's
2 is the one on the right.
I don't.
Well, now they're all disappeared again, so it's like... The one of them...
Where's that? Okay, this is.
I'm thinking that's correct, but I don't know.
Fucking... Come on!
Oh,
Still gotta be middle.
yikes! Ouchie! I feel like you actually hit him.
I did, but it needs to go into his mouth.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh my gosh.
come on.
There's a heart. Grab it.
I know. Oh, I ran out of fucking time? The boss fight's timed?
Boss fight is time.
Oh, I guess that makes
Apparently.
sense because it's the big portrait and stuff.
Yeah, it's sucking it up.
I hope I get to start from that second phase because I had to do the whole thing again. I'm gonna be annoyed. But anyway, I thought that was a really interesting thing from Torchlight 2, the idea of your character having poise. And if you're a tanky character, like I said, you drop your shield instead, and then you have like a second layer of poise.
Second layer of cake.
You have a second layer of poise on top of your original poise. But that being said, it's really easy to recover your poise. Literally all you have to do is like not get hit for like a second.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So once again, it was pretty good. I'm having a great time.
Nice.
They do have... I will say that the narrative is pretty... Like, it's funny, because, like, they have this, like, opening cutscene, but it's all, like, I'm gonna admit, like, pretty low-quality animation, like, 2D low quality. So I wasn't really invested, but now that I'm, like, enjoying the mechanics of the game, I'm like, I wish I had paid attention so I knew what the fuck I was doing in this, like, universe. Like, why would you do that? Open your mouth.
But I knew you would achieve victory your next time.
There we go.
This thing is moons. Okay. Zach is finished with his talk. Lawrence.
I am Lawrence.
So I told you about the iPad that I won, right? From like work. Have we had this conversation?
Sounds like a conversation that we had a while ago.
Yeah, it was
so
from like a Christmas party.
Sure, yeah.
Hey, Lawrence, you remember that
finally-
extra free shit that I got? You want to talk about
I
it?
remember all that stuff. Anyway, I
Hey,
finally
you remember
got a
me
chance because I
being
got...
super freaking lucky? How does that make you feel?
Please, I'm trying to ask questions here, okay? So I finally managed, because of the desk, I was like, I have enough room to like open this up finally. And since there's like a pen with it too, like the option to do like maybe art stuff is in there. So I was like, Lawrence, do you recommend any like apps or anything on for the iPad?
Well, I mean, I can't suggest anything firsthand because I have no firsthand experience with tablet apps. But I think I know what is that one app that everyone with a tablet uses?
I mean,
give me a second. I gotta remember the title.
asking you. Because I was like, I don't know particularly like what's good on there because I'm not privy to that stuff at all. So, but I was like, you may have a little bit more knowledge. Like, I don't know which one it is, Zach.
Dude,
Like,
please
I
like
have
open
no
your mouth
tell.
or something. Like anything. There you go.
Give me a second. I'm looking for the app.
Oh yeah, you got all the
Clip
seconds.
Studio Pro?
Is it Clip Studio?
I thought he said Flip Studio.
I said Clip Studio. Thank you
What?
very much.
Oh, right.
Yeah, dude. Clip Studio. God damn it! What's it called? Just somebody tell me.
I don't.
Even though it could entirely just be Clip Studio, but I just want to make sure.
'Cause it's like, I don't.
Procreate. That's the one I was thinking of. That's the one that everyone uses.
Well, I'll keep an eye out on like some stuff because I was like, I don't know how much I'll use this. If I could just like get Creed on it, I would. Like, I wish I could, because that just makes things easier. But I don't think that's how that works.
I don't know. I don't know if Credo does
Stuff like that. So I'll see.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
see
see.
what I can do with it.
Because I know people have done incredible stuff with Procreate. So, and of course it's made for tablets, so might be worth using.
I'll keep my eye
Give it a
out
shot.
on it. Because right now I'm just like, okay, what can I do with this? It's what I'm wondering. Probably like a bunch of stuff, but like,
Probably something cool.
Probably something cool. It is a piece of tech. So, oh my god, just the rate of...
A piece of tech that not everyone has their hands on.
No, but I got it for free though, so it's cool.
Thank you.
I got my iPad for free.
It was a Christmas party.
That's what Saba sounds like in my mind. She's like, I got the iPad for free.
I got this and this and this. Oh.
You're trying to make a joke. You literally did get 3 expensive gifts from work.
No, I know. I'm just imitating the voice you think I am. Not denying that. I'm very lucky with the job. I don't know, like, I've said it.
I'll kill you.
I'm very thankful.
I'll kill you. All I get is a couple of monitors from 2003.
Oh, be careful. You may get hit with this. Yeah.
I don't want to play this.
You're so close there.
I know, but this boss fight's not fun.
Yeah. I can agree with you.
Like, it doesn't even really use the mechanics of the game.
Like, Lawrence, if you ever decided to visit, I could show you my setup. That'd be
Your
fun.
giant Cintiq setup along with your Procreate tablet.
Okay, don't
with
say
a
Procreate
giant
tablet. I don't know
monitor.
if that's the thing, okay?
The giant table.
The table's like
With
It's
the
not
next to your PS5
No, that's downstairs.
with a flat screen
I'm just
TV.
gonna ban Saba.
Why? I work hard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah? Can you tell me a place that you work hard in? Like what?
Well,
Huh, Lawrence? Tell me, so I can
no,
work hard.
I'm saying if they gifted you that job and you still have the job, you're making good use of it.
I mean,
So congratulations with all the things, and I hope it continues whatever you're doing.
I mean, whatever it is, I'm thankful. I never expected any of it at all, you know. So
Moving on to a different topic.
yeah.
I don't say I'm not gonna be brash like Zach over here. Being like, ah.
I'll tell Saba to go
How
fuck
dare.
herself. How's that?
And I'll just be like, okay, Zach.
I
No,
know,
like,
because
okay,
you didn't
Zach.
do anything wrong. I just hate you.
Okay, Zach.
That sounds healthy.
Oh man. It's like it's a funny concept. Like work hard versus like the idea of luck, because it's like who knows? It's like who knows? Because it's like whether or not, like as an individual, you think you worked hard enough to get it, or you think you got lucky because of something. Maybe both. Yeah.
Fucking...
Or neither. I don't know.
If you have neither, how would you get? Could you get there with neither? Because it's either hard
Not
work or luck,
nowadays.
Lawrence. I'm like, what else is there? Because if you do nothing and you get it, that's luck. But if you work and you get it, that's working hard. What's the third option here? What am I missing?
Well, if you don't work hard and you don't get it, then you just missed out.
Yeah, okay, so I was like, because I thought based off of what we just said, there's an implicit or an implication that you actually get something by the end of it.
Ah, you do get something. More time to think about your shit.
True. That's the only thing we got for free. Time.
Time's not free.
Weird concept of time being worth money stuff. Yeah, I'll agree and then disagree at the same time. I think it's everything and anything and nothing all at once.
Anything and everything all of the time.
Everything and everything all of the time. A little
So I
bit
said
of
it
everything.
before,
Da-da-da-da.
but I've been rewatching Adventure Time again. Fucking sorry, regular show.
No.
Says that all the time.
You
That's-
did the
But-
exact same thing. That's why I was immediately like, yeah, I'm following.
I don't know why. It's just because it's like it's just because like Adventure Time's like a good name, and regular show's like admittedly a bad name for a cartoon. It's just a
weird that
regular
they
show,
chose-
man. It's just like
Yeah, it's really weird that they chose that title, but it works, I guess.
But it works with like the vibe of the show, because that's like usually every episode is like, hey, let's take this like really normal concept and just crank it up to like 11, you know.
Yeah, let's take
but
this
anywho,
regular thing in regular show, and here's a drug effect.
No one
Go.
likes being regular.
the thing that I was gonna say that I really enjoy about the show, and I think I said this last time, is that the show and the showrunners clearly have a reverence for their own creation, because like in seasons 1 and 2 it was just like a bunch of random crap, right? But then seasons 3, and I'm most of the way through 4 at this point, they're like, if they need a random character, they'll reuse a character from like a previous storyline. Or if they need like a new location, it's not a new location, it's a reinterpretation of a previous location. Or like, there was an episode where a bunch of geese are terrorizing the park. And so I was like, oh yeah, they're probably gonna, you know, just do some crazy shit with the geese or whatever. And they were like, nah, we're gonna call back those 4 baby ducks from episode like 6 of season 1. And I was like, holy shit, I forgot about the baby ducks. And then sure enough, it's like this really cool episode where it's like just Voltron the entire time. And I was like, man, that's really
Hell
great.
yeah, dude. I remember that episode.
It feels a little weird though, because the intro to season 4 seemed more like a series finale than like an intro episode, because the initial, like, episode 1 of season 4 is the son of the giant bearded face comes back, and he like brainwashes everybody except Mordecai and Rigby, and because of that, please eat this bomb. Like, why would you throw? Thank you. That feels not right, but I'm glad that I got him anyway.
Well, you asked him politely.
I did literally ask him, like, can you eat this, please? And then I guess he did. But
he
answered yes.
He answered yes.
But anyway, sorry. The son of the giant bearded face comes back, and he like brainwashes everybody, and he's building this giant like highway overpass through the park. But it's not a highway overpass, it's actually a portal to alternate dimensions and timelines, and every single villain from every single prior episode comes back, and it's this giant awesome fight scene between all of the good guys and all of the bad guys. And I'm like, this should be the end of the show. Why is this the intro to season 4 of 6?
It's starting off strong.
Yeah, and it was great. It was a great episode.
I'm starting off a little too strong, but that's really great.
And it's weird because, like, I almost feel like they did it because they wanted an excuse to, well, not an excuse, like they introduced a new character to the quote-unquote main cast, which is just like this goat man named Thomas. And while Thomas himself is like a fine character, he feels more like a background character, but they keep insisting that he's a primary character. And it's just the sort of thing where, like, he's the one who saves the day at the end of the episode. So it's like, oh, okay, you're like, you use this opportunity to try to build goodwill for your new character, and that's fine.
I don't know who it is.
You don't know Thomas?
No, I don't know which Boo it is.
Oh.
She's not participating in the conversation.
I don't know what I have nothing to say. Sure. For regular show.
Regular show is fun. It's a good show.
It's a crazy show.
It's weird because it's like it has, like, and I guess I've been trying to figure out how to put it into words. It has more reverence for its like inadvertent world building than like Adventure Time does.
Really?
Yeah, because like Adventure Time, they have like the big deep narrative and like all this stuff that they keep alluding to, but because they keep alluding to this big narrative and then not doing anything about it, it ends up, at least for me, being like quite frustrating. Whereas regular show, I almost said Adventure Time again. Whereas regular show, he fucking landed on. How the fuck was I supposed to? I guess he had a shadow. Man, I hate this boss fight. I'm like 2 seconds away from just dropping the game. Because I don't want to do
You're
this.
literally at the end.
Right,
Don't
but this
quit.
boss fight
Never
sucks.
Quit. Never quit, Zach. Never give up.
I'll just disconnect right
no,
now.
We have time left.
Yeah, but I want to hang out with my fucking dad. He only comes down like once every couple months, man. I'm gonna be finished stream and everybody's gonna be like, we're all tired now. I'm like, okay. Anyway. Regular show has like, because it doesn't allude to like this big overarching like secret narrative, when there is an inadvertent like narrative that they introduce, I don't know, it's way more hype because it's like, oh, I didn't realize that this thing and this thing were actually part of the same narrative. Isn't that cool? Like,
and then the writers are just like, yeah, me neither, but I'm glad it worked out.
Right? But that's what I mean, where it's just like through, like it feels like they have a million sticky notes on the wall, where it's like, hey, we have 1.5 million characters now. Do you want to use them? And they're like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's go, baby.
But
Yeah.
do you remember in episode like 2, Mordecai and Rigby are running through the park and they run over this bridge and there's just like this homeless guy in like a burlap sack and a red helmet, and he has like a wooden sword, he's like slashing it around or whatever.
I might remember that.
That was just like a thing that was in episode 2. They bring it up like one more time because there was like a thing where every person who was in the park had to start singing, and so they cut to this homeless guy singing, and I was like, oh yeah, that guy from episode 2, I totally forgot about him. Well, guess what? Turns out he's not just a crazy guy. He is actually a member of like an elite like force of knights.
Yeah, baby.
And it's like, and it becomes this whole like sub arc, and I'm like, dude, that's so cool. I love it. I'm realizing that unlike the Hat Sisters, the Boos never actually change which one's the real Boo. Like in this one, it's just the one on the left.
Wow. As long as they make it easy like that.
I wonder if they knew that this boss fight's kind of rough. Kind of rough and tumble.
I don't know.
The spit.
It is
It is a
very,
weird boss fight because I just searched up the original We Just Mentioned One boss fight. It's just King Boo, but dressed as Bowser.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
And he does chuck bombs, so you did remember that.
Is there something to do with portraits in there too, or is it just like him dressed as Bowser?
It's just him dressed as Bowser, breathing fire and chucking bombs.
Excuse you, can you please move backwards? The fuck was that?
I don't know.
Luigi was just like walking
y'all's.
forwards as I was holding the analog stick back.
I would say one of y'all's was not doing their job properly.
controls all of a sudden.
Can't skip the cutscene.
Oh, shame.
Well, what else is there to talk about, guys? How many plays for tomorrow besides stream?
Oh, that reminds me, Salva.
Okay. Yes.
Weeks ago, you mentioned something about Jujutsu Kaisen,
Yes.
and then I said,
Oh.
"Sure, what is it about?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll save it for future
Yeah.
conversation." And you never
I actually ended
did
up
anything
talking.
with it.
Thank you for actually reminding me finally. But I talked a little bit about it with Grant. But there's like this, I guess, trope in like some shonen stuff where, like, you have like the two guys who are either like friends or rivals with each other. One of them always has the personality of like the down to earth, funny, like goofball guy.
All right, main character.
Which in Jujutsu Kaisen, right? I believe it's Itadori, the name. And then you always have the cool-headed, like much more calm one, which is don't
Like
remember
Itadori.
his name. And then you always have like a girl also along. Like she adds to like the mix.
The one
She adds
girl,
like
yes.
yeah, and I'm like, bro, I really like that stuff because you have it in like Jujutsu Kaisen. I was like, that's what I'm wearing. I think it is kind of in Hunter x Hunter too. You don't really get the girl until like later, I think. But like you have like
you can
the
say that
down
about
to
life.
earth.
You don't really get the girl.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait,
I
who's
spoiled
the
it for you.
girl later?
Biscuit?
Biscuit.
She's definitely like a mentor. I don't know.
No,
maybe
yeah, but
maybe
it's
it
like-
works.
Maybe it kind of works, but it's
Because
like
she
you
doesn't
still
even
have the
really
main
hang out with
duo.
them.
Like she's with them for like I think the majority of like one arc, but like yeah, she's not like entirely the thing, but like she kind of fits it. You have I think Naruto, which is the like a prime example. And so I just like I don't know, I just find it like really endearing to have like I think the funny down to earth one and then like the cool headed one. I really just like the dynamic of those two, and it's like I feel like it's prevalent. Like I see it a lot, but like that's why because it's so good. I think that's why it keeps on reoccurring. And I was just like, I noticed that from Jujutsu Kaisen, I think, coming up, that I'm like, yo, it reminds me of like all these other ones, but like it's a really common like kind of trope to have like the two guys with the like opposing personalities either be like rivals or friends.
Yeah.
And then to have like the...
Because it works.
Yeah, it works. And it was just like, I don't know, I just wanted to talk about it. I like it. I think it's endearing. I don't know if you've seen it anywhere else, or like if you like agree with me that like the trope is like there a bunch of times.
No, I mean, it's 100% there. To deny it being lying to yourself.
Yeah, so I'm like, it works. I just really like it. I enjoy seeing shonens like that.
It's the rules of three.
Yeah.
You got serious boy,
Funny
boy, and then
girl.
token girl.
And then she adds whatever she adds. Like her personality is like whatever they want it to be, which I think is nice. Like, because it can work in tandem with either or.
And
like for Jujutsu Kaisen, right? She's like more funny, like Itadori. So, like that's pretty cool.
Dude, come on. What the fuck? That's
and
not the real one? I'm gonna time out again.
Crazy subplot.
Crazy subplot?
Crazy romance subplot that may or may not have anything to do with the main conflict.
Sure, that's like, I think, the Naruto example. But like in Jujutsu, like that isn't necessarily a thing. They're just like friends.
No, I wasn't exactly referring to Jujutsu. I was just like, it happens in those rules of three kinds of teams.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm wondering, is Ao no Exorcist like that too? Because you have the main guy, and then maybe the brother. Who else is? Well, they have like their team.
Yeah, no Exorcist.
Blue Exorcist.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am English fellow.
No, don't worry about it. Yeah. But the trope. I just like it's like they're like foils to each other, right? So they like.
So it works out.
It does work out. Zach, if you got
This
tired
boss,
of it,
this
I
boss
don't
fight
mind.
sucks cock. It's awful.
I agree with you.
Why the
I
fuck
agree.
would they put a time limit on the final phase of a boss where the boss just does these fucking ridiculously long animations the whole time?
Yes, the good old invincibility phases. They can't do shit.
And it's just like, I don't know, like I thought it was the middle one who was the real guy, so I shot into his mouth and it's like, no.
He poofed away.
He poofed away and then respawned.
Let's see. When talking with Grant, another kind of trope that I brought up that I said I actually kind of liked is when the protagonist of like the story is usually like a kid. I think like kids are like really like endearing, right? And like the stuff that they have to face and like they're like growing. I was just like, and that's why I showed you.
Of all
I don't say that's
shonens.
literally what shonen is.
Well, yeah, so like that's good, but like that's why I showed you like the kimono like Jihen, because I was like, yo, it's fun.
Understood. Yeah, fun. Shoot head.
Okay,
Be strong.
dude. He's
No.
okay. He can't die.
I mean, you're right.
He
you're
can't
right.
die.
Bravo.
Okay.
I get it. Shoot head, get drip.
There you go. See, you.
I say that in the most endearing way.
Of course.
Because he looks fly at the end of that episode.
100%. So yeah, that's why I started showing him that, because I was like, yo, kid anime, kind of like a trio, except there's 4 of them instead of 3.
Well, the fourth guy was a mentor, right?
No, you don't actually.
Or
meet
I don't
her.
know the main cast. Okay, I got you.
Because there's like the 3 boys, the 3 young boys, and then like the girl shows up. Maybe there's even 4 boys. But like one works on the side that's not on like the main group, but he like shows up and we like him, I think. And then the girl is part of like the main cast, though. So.
Well, there you go. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just saw a 1 boy, 2
Still a boy.
boys, and then
Yeah.
1 girl. That's all.
There's a total of 3. The one with like the blue and the long white hair. He's also a boy, though it's funny because they mistake him into anime as well, but like whatever, who cares? But he's into like cute stuff, which I'm like cool.
Rad.
Yeah, so you have one that's like the tough guy, and then the other guy's like into more cutesy stuff. He's like into social media and stuff like that. He's like, I like looking at stuff, and I'm like, fantastic, fabulous. And then you have
is the tough guy the one that looks incredibly feminine?
no,
And cutesy guy the one that looks like a thug?
no.
Missed opportunity.
You know what? Maybe.
Maybe. Ah, yes.
Maybe it was a missed opportunity, but I think with the way they are, it's fine as well. But like, yeah, the girl shows up like second episode, I think. But she doesn't maybe even officially join the team until like a little bit later.
Yeah, until
But
season 10.
regardless, right? I don't know how many, because like Bleach is a shonen, right?
Yes.
And they're
Bleach
not.
is a
Are they
shonen?
kids? Are they like?
They're
kid
young.
kids?
They're like teens in high school.
Well, okay. I don't. When I say kids, I mean like.
Children?
You mean like
children.
gone. You mean like a child.
Yeah, I mean like Gon, like the Kimono Jihen guy, like Naruto, like our original Naruto.
Was Naruto a kid?
Naruto starts off as a kid, yeah,
He's like, yeah, about to say he starts off as like,
very young.
was he 12? I think.
Naruto
Oh.
Shippuden like makes him, then he becomes like a teenager, like older teenager.
I don't know the difference between either. But hey, maybe
It's
that's
okay,
why
I
that
told
dude is making that, like crunching 135 hours of Naruto so that people like me could find out. I don't know.
True. But yeah, I just think it's endearing. You know, normally they got like pretty heavy backstories, so it's like you really feel for them.
No, I'm glad I would be able to. Otherwise they're just dudes.
They're just dudes.
Yeah.
Like everything, they are simply people.
Like all humans, they are just the humans.
Exactly. Anywho, that was what that was about. So
So just the anime tropes.
yeah, I was like, I like it. One of them goofy, one of them serious.
And
I
then
wonder
third
if
one-
the people
girl.
who made Pokemon ever like truly thought to themselves that their fan base would age up with the games, if that makes any sense. Like, cause I'm thinking about it, and I guess this kind of applies to like shonen and stuff too, because like shonen is explicitly for like young people. That's what it's for. But then like in the day and the age of like the modern day with like the internet and stuff, just because something is old doesn't mean that you don't experience it anymore. I'm thinking about like my grandfather, apparently when he was a kid, was like super into like Popeye and like those old like Wild West TV shows and stuff like that. But then like, you know, you could only watch that at a TV, and like he would work and stuff like that. So like it just became a thing where like his other responsibilities interfered with his ability to continue to maintain those interests. Whereas nowadays, I can pull up my phone and watch Cowboy Bebop, an anime from the mid '90s, at work.
Dude.
You know what I mean? So it's like there's no distinction between those things anymore. So I wonder like what the creative response is. Fuck you, dude.
I think
if I
you're
die
too
on this
far
boss fight, we're
down.
done. By the way, like I'm not finishing the game.
That's. I think you were too far down, though. I think
No,
once you
I
get
think
like too
that the
far
hitbox
down,
on the tongue is stupid, and the game should go kill itself.
Oh, yes.
I am infuriated. I'm dead. Cool. All right, that's it for Luigi's Mansion. We're done.
we all
Same.
know what the ending is, right? So like you win, everyone gets
Lawrence
saved.
does not know the ending, but it is just everybody gets saved.
Well, I mean,
the mansion
I
is
could have figured that out from the
destroyed.
beginning.
So the only like distinction in the ending is that when you defeat King Boo, since all of the ghosts are pretty much taken care of, quote unquote, the Scarescraper turns back into just a giant skyscraper, which I guess has no owner, because the owner was Helen Gravely, but then you suck her up into a vacuum, so I guess she's just not existing anymore. And wait, no, doesn't it blow up and you have to, and there's like a montage in the credits of them rebuilding the skyscraper?
They rebuild into like an EGAD mansion instead of like a skyscraper.
Motherfucking, it's not EGAD's mansion, goddammit.
It's Luigi's Mansion 3.
I know,
But
I get it. While Luigi was hunting down all the ghosts, EGAD was looking for the deed.
No,
But
by the end of it, they
what a
end up
con.
driving. They're like, oh, great. And all the ghosts get to live it. The ghosts come out being like, oh, and then they help build the mansion. And by the end of it, the Mario Party, waves goodbye and they leave on their bus because they came here for a vacation. It's not like they're gonna stay.
Can I ask, is Luigi part of the Mario Party?
Yes, it should be the Luigi Party, to be quite frank, given the contents of this game.
But Mario Party makes more funny sense.
But the thing that I find really weird, because apparently this is the case in all the Luigi's Mansion games, where your ending, like you have a good, bad, normal, and like ending. So there's essentially 4 endings in this game. And you would think that it's like, oh, did you do everything? Did you find all the hidden secrets? Did you find all the booze? Did you find all the crystals? Nah, it's literally just how much money you earned by the end of the game.
That's weird.
I didn't actually realize that was the thing.
Yeah, like that's, well, because like for the most part, if you're the kind of person who's going around looking for all the crystals and the booze, that means that you're probably the type of person who's also thorough enough to suck up every single thing in the environment. So you get all the coins and the gold bars and the dollar bills and stuff like that, right? But it's just weird because it's like, you would assume that if that's how you get the good ending and stuff, like it's almost like the crystals should be worth money. It like the booze should give you a bunch of money when they die, similar to like the gold rats and gold spiders and stuff. It almost feels like the booze should do that, because like if that's how you get the good ending, you don't get rewarded for looking for these like special things. I think all you get is like, I think Gooigi changes color maybe if you get all the crystals, and then there's something for all the booze, but I don't remember what it is. But they're not like really big interesting things. They're just kind of eh.
So what you're saying is, just like real life, your profit matters.
Profit's the only thing that matters. It's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was Luigi's Mansion.
Profit matters.
I love Luigi's Mansion 3. I think that this game is really fun. Good. It does a lot of really fun stuff really well. There are some things that I fucking despise. Not even talking about that boss fight, but the thing with the cat. Fight. The cat's weird. I feel like the cat going from floor to floor is not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but I feel like
an interesting concept.
It's an interesting concept.
Forcing you to go back.
It's almost like, I almost feel like, because how many floors were there? There were 14 before you get to the final floor, right? So subtract the floor where you guys are staying on your hotel, that's 13, and then subtract the basement floor where EGAD is, that's 12. I almost feel like there should have been 3 segments with the cat, where the cat like goes back through the 4 previous floors, and it's like a re-summarization of the mechanics that were on those floors, but now in the context of pursuing this cat. Because like the main thing that's frustrating about the cat is that, for one, it's really hard to tell where the cat is, because like your dog 90% of the time just follows the cat. So like if the cat jumps into the floor, your dog is just gone. Like, sure, you could go to 1 floor below you, but then you have to just wander around until you find the cat. I almost feel like the dog should stick with you the whole time, and you should follow the dog to where the cat is. You know what I mean? Like, that makes sense. And then the other one is that when the cat goes to like the lower floor, oftentimes when it does that, you're really far away from the elevator. So you have to do this like really dull walk on the way back. I almost feel like the cat should only travel between floors in the room that leads to the elevator. Because in that case, at least you're right there and you don't feel like you're wasting time. But with that being said, still really like the game. Fuck that boss fight, though. All right.
We'll find a gamer one of these days.
So tomorrow we'll be back with more Forgotten City. I've been looking forward to Forgotten City for a long time, and we're coming back to it, so that's really good. And then our next thing that we're going to be playing is Pikmin 3. I believe that we should be able to finish all of the remaining content in Pikmin 3 in a single
stream?
weekend. Because it's not a lot. Because the whole idea behind Pikmin is that you're supposed to like play and replay it over and over to get like faster times. But
let's get back into that horror show of murdering literally everything around us. I'm excited for that.
Hey man, at least the game's pretty. All right, and then after that, did I make a list? I did make a list, didn't I? Is it in general or announcements? Because what's after that? Yeah, Wonderful 101. maybe I'll switch Professor Layton and Wonderful 101. I'm not quite sure. Or maybe we'll do like Mario Sunshine or something, because I'm getting kind of sick of the Switch. Although Wonderful 101 is really good, and I do want to play that. But anywho, we're done. Good night, everybody. We're ending stream a little early. Good night.